coming up are 3 awesome and fun different French 75 flips. Now the first flip, I was going to do a raspberry and peach French 75, but I've had an admin failure. I've come out without my peach syrup, and believe it or not, it's one of the only flavours of syrup that's not actually in the showroom next door. So I've gone for just a flat out raspberry and that, but feel free, you could swap this out. You know, just take this Monin peach, rhubarb flavours, whatever you fancy, they will work with raspberry. So I've got Whitley Neill's raspberry gin, I've got my lemon sugar combo, so lemon and then raspberry sugar, and then we've got Prosecco. It's actually Frizzante. I love working with Frizzante. A, it's always screw caps, but B, it's just, you know, it's not as gassy, so the bubbles don't go. But don't think Frizzante is lesser quality in Prosecco. It's not. It still tastes as great. It's just not as fizzy. Now, you don't have to, but I always traditionally shake my French 75s. You could make them straight into champagne flute or whatever glass you're going to use. So first ingredient, we're going for our raspberry gin, whatever flavour, whatever brand you want is fine. I love using Whitley Neill, so just pop a flavour for me. So we're going for a 50ml double bubble of raspberry gin, going for a 25ml single measure of lemon juice. I'm then going for 15ml, half a shot, or 12.5ml, but 15ml is easy to measure. Half a shot of raspberry syrup, candied with the jigger. Then obviously we're not going to shake our Prosecco, just ice up, and then we're just going to do a hard and fast shake. Now the first glass I'm going to use is this Luigi Bormioli flute. I have no idea what it's called, but there'll be links to all these glasses in the show description below. I've also got a different jigger, a different Hawthorn strain. So look at that on the close-up, look, kind of cool. So I've got access to all these new cool tools. Anyway, I'm just going to single strain that into my flute, and then I'm just going to top up with my Frizzante. And then just to garnish, I've got a couple of raspberry. And then we have it, raspberry 75, or raspberry and peach as it should have been. It's something about the French 75. The whole sugar and lemon and sugar just elevates the flavours of the base gins. I love it, but that is a cracking example of a French 75. So your second French 75 riff is, I've gone for a tropical kind of flip on this, okay? So I've got Whitley Neill's limited edition watermelon and kiwi gin. Delicious. My sweetener this time, I've gone for Falernum. Now I used a different Falernum last week in some of the beer videos, but this week I'm going traditional velvet Falernum. Bayesian, it's kind of like, it's an alcoholic, it's a liqueur essentially, but it's essentially an alcoholic sugar syrup. Citrus notes to it, almond notes, bit of clove, bit of ginger, delicious. And then obviously I've got my lemon juice and my Prosecco, my Frizzante again. Now just to demonstrate the different styles, this one I'm going to do in a wine glass, and I'm going to make it straight in the glass, okay? So you can just kind of build it and stir it. You don't have to shake down. So we're going for a 50ml double bubble of this gorgeous, gorgeous gin. And the Falernum you can kind of play about with a little bit. I'm going to keep this to 15ml, half an ounce, because the lemon that's coming in a second, I'm going to do the same amount, 15ml. Now, if I'd done 30ml, I think that would have been kind of taken away from the tropical flavours a little bit. So I'm going 15ml of lemon and then 15ml of Falernum. And then I'm going to pop some ice into my wine glass, and then I'm just going to top up with my Prosecco. Just about halfway at the moment. Give it a gentle stir to combine the flavours. I've just added another ice cube, and I'm just going to add a touch more Prosecco. And then to garnish, as I've got them, I'm going for another, because I kind of like them. Go fresh pineapple if you want, but the whole tropical theme for this, I'm just going for a pineapple, dehydrated pineapple. Oh, that is really good. It's fun. The watermelon and kiwi gin comes through, but the citrusy almond notes from the Falernum just work at all. It's not overly sweet. It's still like a French 75 forward. It's still gin forward and Prosecco. But you get those lovely kind of little tropical notes to it. I really like that. And then your third and final French 75, I want to go traditional but classy at the same time. So kind of a different serve, but I'm kind of going for an elderflower French 75. Really, really simple. Now you could use elderflower gin if you've got one of those, or a gin liqueur. Bear in mind, a gin liqueur is going to be lower in ABV and a lot sweeter. So for me, I've gone plain gin, but with elderflower liqueur. There's plenty of those on the market. This is my go-to. There's also Chase, and as I say, that is where your gin liqueurs would swap out. You would swap them for this, not that, essentially. And then we've got sugar syrup, just lemon juice, and Prosecco. So back to the cocktail shaker. First ingredient is the gin, and then I'm going for a 50ml double bubble of the gin. Next ingredient is the Elderflower Liqueur. If you didn't want it that boozy, you could dial it back. You could do sort of 35ml of that. And then we're going 15ml, half an ounce of Elderflower Liqueur. Then I'm going for the sugar, and I'm going for 15ml again, half an ounce of sugar syrup or gum syrup. And then I'm back to the lemon juice, and back to sort of the full shot, so 25ml of lemon juice. And then we're just gonna shake this down, so plenty of ice in your cocktail shaker, and then it's a hard, fast shake. Then I'm going to serve this up in this coupe. It's still another Luigi Bormioli. I think that's right. I think that's how you say it. So single strain that out through there. And then I'm just going to top up with my Prosecco. So I've got a champagne flute, I've got a wine glass, and I've got a coupe glass. And then there's plenty of garnishes that you can do for this. Raspberries, mints. I've just got a dehydrated lemon here. I think that'll work really well on top. I pretty much guarantee this is going to be your favourite out of the three. I do love this, but you know, French 75s will attract the traditionalists, and lemon, elderflower, gin, they're just kind of like a go-to combination. It's really elderflower forward. It's lovely, beautifully balanced, quite boozy, but also quite kind of, the Prosecco kind of dials it back. Really do like that. So there you have 3 different French 75s, 3 different ways of serving them up as well. Flute, wine glass, coupe. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favourite. Which one would you make? Would you go elderflower? Would you go to tropical? Would you go raspberry? Would you go raspberry and peach? What else would you mix with raspberry? Let me know in the comments below. As always, big old thumbs up if you like the video, and if you don't want to miss any of our future content, make sure you subscribe to the channel.